Say, what is good, you guys? Welcome back to another reaction video. And so in today's video, we're gonna be reacting to some knockouts. We're gonna see who got the best hands in the MMA. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please leave a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Let's not waste time. Let's get to the video.
Mixed martial artists are...
This should be interesting. So, got the snacks. Got my coconut water. Come on, let's get to it.
Are some of the most skilled combatants in the modern world. Although referees are there to stop people from getting too hurt, with combatants trained as well as MMA fighters, it only makes sense that some serious injuries would take place. So today, we're going to be looking at our list of 10 fighters who got seriously hurt in MMA. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see our favorite comments from the last one. Alistair Overeem's lip. Alistair Overeem is one of MMA's pioneering figures, having fought pretty much everyone the heavyweight division has to
He's big and he's small.
offer. There isn't much Overeem hasn't seen or experienced. In December 2019, the UFC visited Washington, D.C., and Alistair Overeem would headline the event against undefeated heavyweight prospect Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Overeem was the favorite going into the fight, and seemed to do a good job of dictating the main event as the fight went on. As the fight approached the final seconds of the 5th round, Jairzinho hits Alistair with a hard left hand and then a right, sending Overeem down, earning Rozenstruik the TKO. But it was the state of Overeem's lip
He fucked you up. Yo. What the fuck?
that made the headlines though, as Jairzinho had literally
And he's
ripped
still smiling. That's how you know he's a true player.
the lip in half. Looking like a mutilation out of a horror film, fans thought Overeem would never heal from the injury, but thanks to the wonders of plastic surgery, it's like the injury never happened. Hussein Ayad's leg kick. The power Sirtian fighters can generate from their kicks is insane, and for this moment, we're going to see what happens when that power backfires. At Brave CF29 in Bahrain, Hussein Ayad faced Martiz Zaharovs at the sold-out Khalifa Sports City Arena. In the first round of the bout, Ayad throws a leg kick which is subsequently checked by Zaharovs. However, nobody expected Ayad's leg
Oh, my leg! Shit's dangerous.
to snap in half, in an injury very reminiscent of Anderson Silva's breakage against Chris Weidman. The referee immediately stops the fight, and Zaharov's celebrations are put on pause, as Ayad is understandably stretchered out of the arena. Alexei Oleinik's ankle.
Yo, what the fuck? His leg went up. What? MMA's NA, bro.
Alexei Oleinik is one of the longest competing mixed martial artists in the world. The Russian heavyweight is known as the Boa Constrictor, a fitting title as he has won 45 out of his 57 pro fights via submission. Oleinik joins us on this list with a moment from his most recent fight at UFC San Antonio, where he faced rising contender Walt Harris in the co-main event of the card. Prior to the fight, many fans saw the contest going either way, be that a Walt Harris knockout victory or an Oleinik submission. When the bell sounds, the two touch gloves in the center, before Harris starts to throw hands at the Russian, and jumps into a flying knee, sending Oleinik backwards. It's after this that Oleinik seemingly sidesteps to try to recover distance, but landed funny on his feet, snapping his ankle. The Russian remains on the canvas for some time after, and is not present when Harris gets his hand raised. It was later revealed by his manager that Oleinik suffered a fracture in his right leg. Since the injury, Oleinik has returned to MMA at UFC 246, where he got a submission win over Maurice Green. Sage Northcutt's face. After leaving the UFC to join Singapore-based promotion One Championship, Sage Northcutt would immediately be tested, making his promotional debut against veteran Cosmo Alessandre. Sage's debut was highly anticipated, having been heavily marketed during his time in the UFC, so it came as no surprise that fans thought it was going to be an easy win. When the bout eventually came to fruition, both fighters seemed eager to implement their high-level striking skills. Sage, as always,
The MMA seems fun and all, but the injuries are just... Is it worth it?
going in for the highly technical strikes. While Cosmo had the power and his formidable Muay Thai abilities, as early on in the fight we see Cosmo catch Sage with a vicious right hand, sending him slumped to the...
Damn, he went...
canvas. At first glimpse, it just looks like a brutal KO, but when his x-ray was released, fans were shook. Sage underwent a 9-hour surgery to fix 8 facial fractures that he ended up sustaining during the knockout.
A push like that? Damn, bro.
Thankfully, judging by Sage's social media, he seems to be in good spirits, and we could be expecting a return to action sooner rather than later.
So I'm not sure yet about next order, but all I know is I'm going to heal up strong. When I get healed up strong and I'm 100%, I'm going to be ready and I'll be training hard. So I learned some pretty valuable things from that, from my fight and that experience. And for my next fight going out there when I'm healed up, I'm going to be an animal. I know that for sure.
Good, what's it called? Fuck, I can't think of the word. I just had it in my head.
Y'all can expect to see
good positivity.
Something that you've never seen before in me. I know that for a fact.
Jerome Rivera's arm. We've seen broken legs and faces so far on our list, so let's debut our first arm entry with a moment you probably want to watch through your fingers. Jerome Rivera was competing at LFA 39 against Brandon Royval in a flyweight matchup. We can see Royval going on the offensive and pressuring Rivera against the cage. In an exchange, Royval strikes with his knee, and Rivera retreats, with his arm hanging in a way.
What the fuck? His arm... Yo, this is dangerous, bro.
It really shouldn't. He unfortunately absorbs a few more strikes before the ref notices and waves off the fight, which is where we see the full extent of Rivera's injury. Bending the complete wrong way, it's hard to look at and hard to not feel...
He kicked him in the face after that. He kicked him in the face and kneed him.
Sorry for Rivera. Rivera has since returned from his injury and gone on a 2-fight winning streak. Leslie Smith's cauliflower ear. At this point, combat athletes can deal with cauliflower ear rather well, and it rarely has any impact on the combatant. However, that's not always the case. Back at UFC 180, Leslie Smith faced Jessica I and had one of these rare cases. During the fight, Smith received some blows that landed on her cauliflower ear, which caused it to literally explode. The fight is stopped shortly after, but the damage is done when Smith's ear is literally hanging off the side of her head. In an interview with ESPN after the fight, Smith went on to say she could understand why the fight was stopped, but she would trade her ear for a win in a heartbeat. Aoki Shinya gives Mizuto Hirota the finger. Japanese MMA pioneer Aoki Shinya has always been renowned and feared for his slick submission skills, and today we're going to be looking at one of his most savage submissions in his entire fighting career. Aoki met Mizuto Hirota back in 2009 at Dynamite Power of Courage. As we can see, Aoki manages to score a takedown early in the first round and secures a hammerlock over his opponent. It doesn't take long for Aoki to straighten Mizuto's arm out, which is where you may want to look away.
Exactly! What the fuck?
As we see Hirota's arm snap under the pressure. To further rub salt in the wounds, rather than celebrate his victory, Aoki gives his injured opponent the middle finger treatment, going further by laughing and taunting his defeated opponent. He even boasts to the crowd after the breakage by pointing at his own arm before his corner eventually pulls him over to
Nigga's a savage. He don't give a fuck as long as he win.
cool off. Tim Means Tibia. Tim Means faced Nico Price at UFC Wichita back in March of 2019 in a fan-favorite fight that, let's say, didn't end the way anyone thought it would. Tim Means was dominating the first round, and the momentum of the fight was definitely in his favor. As the final minute of the first round approached, Means applied the aggression, landing some nasty shots, pressing Nico back towards the cage.
That's why you don't underestimate your opponent.
It's against the cage where the magic of MMA happens, and Price counters Means with a hard right hook, sending Means to the canvas. The only problem was Means' leg fell beneath him, breaking in the process. He later confirmed on
He got cocky, he got knocked out, you got your leg bucking.
his Instagram that he had in fact broken his tibia as well as his ankle in the process. Viewer discretion is heavily advised for a picture Tim Means' wife shared of the breakage. Pat Sabatini doesn't tap. CFFC 81 is a regional promotion that recently became the talk of the internet, when its featherweight champion Pat Sabatini learned exactly why we should always tap when the submission's on. As you see in the clip, his opponent locks his submission in tightly and awaits Sabatini to tap. However, Sabatini has other plans and decides to lift his opponent off the canvas and fight the submission off.
You can see the break. He already...
hopes to stay in the fight. With his arm bending the complete wrong way, the inevitable is coming, but Sabatini won't tap and continues to fight off the submission. Eventually, his opponent lets go after completely ripping his arm the opposite way, leaving it as a dangly mess. If only the referee felt the worldwide audience's tapping for Sabatini. Sofiane Boukicou's leg. Cage Warriors 101 was headlined by the highly anticipated heavyweight clash between Sofiane Boukicou and Tom Aspinall. The card itself was absolutely incredible, and the anticipation and buzz in the arena could be felt as both fighters made the walk to the cage. It wasn't long before the impending breakage would happen. Boukicou ended up nearly backed against the cage, and him and Aspinall were both weighing each other up to strike. Boukicou finds a moment and throws a powerful right leg to Aspinall, who promptly checks the strike. Boukicou then brings his leg back to enter his stance, and it's the moment he puts weight on the leg that it collapses beneath him, revealing a horrific breakage. The commentary team quickly confirms everyone's worst fears as Sofiane Boukicou sits slumped against the cage holding his leg.
Sofiane Boukicou with a terrible injury here at Cage Warriors 101. Tom Aspinall checking that kick, and that looked to be a broken leg there.
This moment shows exactly how powerful world-class fighters can execute their strikes. That just about wraps it up. For Alistair,
man, this is the end of the video. I really do hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. I hope to see you guys next time. Out.